participation, which is in 2019-2020 season, it's a total of 90,738 farmers.
Anchor Borrowers program has contributed immensely towards the operation of our Geneva.
Harvest bags that are 100% cotton. Those bags were produced and distributed to the farmers, and the farmers started harvesting into 100% cotton harvest bags.
We have the population, we have the land, so we have that capacity to focus on that and develop it.
Nigeria is a country with a remarkable presence in almost all spheres of development. From 1950 to the late 1995, the West African country made a tremendous impact in cotton farming, leading to the establishment of a vibrant textile and garment sector that helped the country's employment base. However, by the late 90s, cotton production collapsed as well as the textile and garment sectors. The decline resulted in the loss of thousands of jobs, while cotton farmers abandoned the cash crop for other crops. It was in this precarious situation that the National Cotton Association of Nigeria, NACOTAN, was birthed in 1997 to galvanize support for cotton farmers in Nigeria. To revive cotton farming and its value chain, in 2017, the Nigerian government launched the Anchor Borrowers Program, ABP, to drive the non-oil sector base of the Nigerian economy. With the assistance of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the Central Bank of Nigeria, cotton farming was included in the program in 2019 because of its enormous value chain that can drive development. The implementation of the ABP in cotton farming has boosted the number of cotton farmers from 67,000 farmers to more than 200,000 farmers, with an estimated 500,000 farmers waiting to be absorbed into cotton farming.
I recall before we actually participated in the Anchor Borrowers program, NACOTAN was roughly about 67,000 farmers that we had on our active list. But on participation, which is in 2019-2020 season, it was a total of 90,738 farmers. So that's increment, obviously, of the number of farmers participating. Production before our participation was less than 60,000 metric tons as the National Cotton Association of Nigeria. But of course, with the participation, we were able to reach 123,000 metric tons in that 2019-2020 season.
I want to thank Mr. President, the CBN farmer governor, who is farmers friendly, and also our president for moving up and down, working tirelessly day and night in order to make sure that the cotton farmers also get support that the president is giving.
We injected the idea of farming cotton to our local farmers. Before now, many people deserted away from farming cotton due to its lower price in the market. And sometimes, even if you plant cotton, at the end of the day, after harvest, you won't have a buyer to come and buy it. But now, we motivated our farmer, they now come back into action.
The Anchor Borrowers program has touched the life of people downtrodden. And I say thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. Governor of CBN. And let me use this opportunity again to thank the President of the NACOTAN, Chief Anibe Achimogo. Initially, I thought this program would not work out this year, but thanks to him that at least the internet had put us to where we are today. The coronavirus had not caused us a setback.
That we are seeing is being assisted by National Cotton Farmers Association, that is NACOTAN. They are the people who have given us the seed and herbicide. So they have been give us the mechanization, that the tractors that have come here, we have been started cultivation, since May, 3rd week of May. So that is why you have been seeing how the cotton have been grown.
We are now going on plowing now for fertilization. The tractor is working here. We have gotten the fertilizer and some chemicals, some inputs to be able to start the work here. So any moment from now, we are going to start spreading of the chemicals which we have now.
We are here to inspect NACOTAN farms to see the level of germination, and so far so good. We are satisfied. There is almost 98-99% germination.
As a ministry and my department as it is, established the National Cotton Association of Nigeria, and we've been working together. Now our reason for establishing that association is to see the development of cotton along the value chain. And that's to say, improve production, improve processing through the generics, and improve the final production and export, manufacturing and export.
Also, the program has increased seed cotton from 60,000 metric tons to 80,000 metric tons, including having a harvest of 100,000 metric tons in 2020-2021 season to 120,000 in the 2022-2023 season. Similarly, a total of 23 ginning companies have been revived from the previous 7 that operated below capacity.
Effort of Anchor Borrowers program has led to increase in seed cotton available for us to buy for our factory, particularly the season 2020 and 2021. Anchor Borrowers program has contributed immensely towards the operation of our ginnery.
The determined mandate to improve the non-oil sector has prioritized cotton farming and its value chain. Therefore, global investors are taking advantage of Nigeria's vast land and its over 200 million youth population to invest in the textile and garment sectors.
That's where we have both a competitive and a comparative advantage today as it is. Why do I say that? We have the population, we have the land, so we have that capacity to focus on that and develop it. We have a lot of idle youth who need to be brought into the space, who can do it.
Harvest bags that are 100% cotton should be produced and distributed to the farmers all over the country. And those bags were produced and distributed to the farmers, and the farmers started harvesting into 100% cotton harvest bags. And because of that, the quality improved. Our cotton now linked. The quality of our cotton meets international standard right now. So because of that, our cotton was no longer being discounted.
It will interest you to know that Nigeria's fashion industry is worth an estimated $4.7 billion that can be exploited by investors, which investors can leverage on.
In most developing countries, cotton cultivation is done on smallholder farmers' lands. This is where we have 240 million people. A certain huge percentage of that is a young population that is hungry for success, hungry for something to do to make an impact. And cotton, once you put the numbers properly, once the good agricultural practices are done, you would have the best returns possible. Better returns than even some of our neighbors here that have been doing it for years, and we can actually do better.
Investors are welcome to set up spinning mills that will produce yarn And along the value chain, investors are also welcome to set up weaving and knitting plants and processing plants that will feed the big garment industry in Nigeria.
These desired mandate in cotton farming, textile and garment industries is marked with ease of doing business.
When you are mentioning particularly about investors or investment in the CTG, to me, yes, definitely there's a lot that can happen, because not only, for instance, with the wide value chain of cotton, you are creating jobs, but you are also creating wealth, because no part of cotton is wasted.
Investors should come around, and they are going to get all the facilities. We are establishing free zones, and these free zones will give them access to the outside world. When they produce here, to create employment for our people, they can export without taxation, all we want is that our cotton will be used, our youths will be employed, and our technology in production in cotton and manufacturing will be improved. This is what Nigeria is looking for. And I assure our investors that if they come into Nigeria, they will be well received and they will be properly treated.
Invest in Nigerian cotton, textile and garment industries. Invest in profit maximization businesses. The future is bright for you in Nigeria. You are welcome to Nigeria.